like sports, field trips, music, drama, and so much more. The Lighthouse Academy, academic and spiritual excellence.
My name is Bill Kyle, owner of Kyle Motors. Our location is 802 20th Street Southeast, next door to Blythebauer School. We have a lot of cars for $5,000, $6,000. If you're looking for that price vehicle, come on in. We have all price vehicles, and our down payments start at $500. My name is Bill Kyle. We look forward to doing business with you.
All right, good morning.
Good morning, and welcome back to the Good Morning Show.
It could be a good morning, and thankful that you're up and listening to this.
Right.
So
we are live in the studio. We are now joined by our special guests in the second hour of our show. We have with us Paul Davis and Bruce Hill from Westwood Baptist Church. Welcome. Thank you guys for braving the elements to come in here and talk to us this morning. And you guys have a lot of exciting stuff. Of course, the holiday season is definitely upon us, and you guys are a big part of that here locally. With a lot of things that you guys have going on. And if you, before we get to that, if you could first share a little bit of your background with us and how you got your involvement at Westwood Baptist Church, please.
Well, I'll go first, I guess. I'm the worship pastor at Westwood and in charge of music and arts and that kind of thing. And I've been here 5 years, and I'm originally from Gadsden, Alabama, and moved here and been in the ministry quite a while. And I've been in churches in Tennessee and Alabama and now here, and we love Cleveland, love the place, and the just always been a part of the ministry of music and that kind of thing, choirs and the whole realm of drama and different things that go on with that. And so we're glad to be here. My daughter is a senior at Lee University, and my wife works at Southern Heritage Bank, and our son lives in Kingsport, where we were 7 years before coming here. So that's kind of my background of where I've come from. I went to Southwestern Seminary in Fort Worth and Stanford University in Birmingham.
Nice. Very cool. And Bruce, a little bit about your background as associate pastor.
that's Paul.
I'm sorry, Paul. Excuse me, Paul. And you're associate pastor at Westwood. Okay.
Yeah, we like to think that we rescued Bruce from Alabama, and he is a devout Alabama fan. And while he tries to be humble about it, it's very difficult living here in Tennessee, and so you know how that goes. But
as a Floridian, I understand.
Yeah,
so.
Well, our senior pastor, Pastor Smart, is a Florida Gator fan, and so it's not fun being a Tennessee fan and being on staff with these two.
I don't think it's difficult to be an Alabama fan anymore.
Oh,
they
no,
just flaunt it now.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, it's been in his blood for years. He can't help it, so
it's okay.
God bless him. So I've been at Westwood since I was 5, so I've been there 45 years of my life. And 13 years ago, I was called to be on staff there, and I've been responsible for education initially, and now as associate pastor role, I'm responsible for everything that pastor doesn't want to do. Basically, it's personnel, finance, and education, and so I get to serve there. My parents and my in-laws go to the church there too, and so it's a happy little family type of thing there. But it's been a blessing to be there for 45 years. Josh's parents go there, and Josh was there for a season too, so he knows the journey of Westwood. And one of the beautiful things about Westwood in this community, and along with some really other great churches, is that we've always been community minded. And so this Living Nativity, or Journey to the Manger, was really an easy thing for us when it was presented. Mark Swank, who is with the Church of God, brought that to Bruce. Bruce has known him for a number of years, and Mount Olive, we've partnered with them in other opportunities. We do the what you call the harvest celebration at the mall, and have partnered with different churches throughout the years, and so this is something that's really, I think, beneficial for our community, because probably about 10 or 12 years ago, I'm not sure that we would have some of the partnerships that we have now. Growing up in a community of 250-something churches, we were a little territorial, I think, back in the day. And so the Lord's really worked, I think, in the leadership of the churches and in just the church bodies themselves, where we see a lot of cooperation.
Right.
Not just Baptist with Baptist, but, across the denominational lines under the banner of Christ. And so that's why we want to do this, and that's why we thought, we've done musicals, like Tyler was on here earlier, and they do a great and fabulous job, and Bruce has done that for years, and we've done that at our facility for years. But we thought when Mark brought this opportunity, so what better sense does this make to go to the community, go to the Greenway, and go to a place that might be a little less intimidating for someone who just wants to say, I want to check this out and see what it's all about. Right. And in addition to, it is a great venue for us. I mean, the city has spent a lot of money on preparing the Greenway. It's just a very familiar place. It's very centrally located, and so it's a good time. We're going to have some good, cool weather. Praise the Lord for that. And this week, and so the hot chocolate and the cookies and all of that that's there will be a great venue for folks. And I think we had about 8,000 folks come through last year. So in three nights, Bruce.
3 nights. Yep.
We were talking about it a couple of days ago, trying to do some promotion, and we wondered if the rain would lift the burn ban, because just having the fires around there, it adds a little element of just the ambiance.
We're hoping for that.
Yeah, but also the warmth.
Yes, you're right. I think the 2 to 3 inches or whatever we end up with today is going to help us.
I think we were at 4 last I counted.
Yeah,
right?
so I think we're
I
going to be
need
able to
to
do that.
update that. So tell me again. You spoke about Mr. Swank. How did this is the second year, correct?
Yes.
Okay, how did this kind of come to fruition?
Well, Mark and I served in a church in Birmingham together, and so that was a connection I had made with Mark. And he and I have been talking about, I actually went to him about doing a live nativity because he did this in Michigan, where he was. And so as I spoke to him about it, he said, well, Mount Olive is wanting to do it also. And so that's how the 2 churches came together, because I said, well, wouldn't it'd be a lot easier if 2 of us came together than 1, because it takes a lot of money. It takes a lot of manpower. There are approximately 200 volunteers per night to pull it off and to make sure everything's done. So we just started talking. Initially, it was me and Mark, and then Mount Olive came into the picture, and so it's made a great, as Paul alluded to, it's been a great relationship with Mount Olive. They've been great to work with us, and so last year we were blown away with the attendance because we didn't really know what it would be like, and as Paul said, it was, the crowds were extremely well. I mean, it was just like he said, around 8,000 or so. And we expect it to be bigger this year because more people know about it. And we're trying to get the word out to those that don't know. See, this event, just so you know, this event is a free gift to the community. We do have sponsors. We have church sponsors. We have different people who are being financial sponsors to the event, but it is offered free to anyone. And we have coffee and cookies and warm cookies, as Mark likes to put it. And so, and then I'm in charge of the free the entertainment on music stage, and that's basically my responsibility. Is all the choirs in the area. We have Parkview Elementary, we have Charleston Elementary choirs, Cleveland Middle School, Ocoee Middle School, Stewart Elementary, Walker Valley High School, Mayfield Elementary, Prospect, Cleveland High, Bradley High, Lee University Children's Chorale, Voices of Harmony from the Academy of Arts at North Cleveland Church of God. We have the TCPS choir, as well as Westwood choirs, Mount Olive, the Peerless Road Church is represented, the Sound of Tennessee Barbershop Men's Group, Celebration Classics Choir led by Dan Patey. I don't know if you guys know him. He's compiled this local group of singers. So it's all these choirs that you hear when you are in lines to go through the Nativity. And so we have a petting zoo at the beginning. Then we have refreshments. Then the stage, music stage, and then the Nativity. This year we have added a horse to the event. This is something we didn't do last year. We'll have a Roman soldier, kind of guiding you through the event, and so it is a trail to the Nativity. The manger is at the end in our nice new pavilion that the city has built at the end, and it's decorated, and just huge star and backdrops and animals will be in the manger, and we have camels, we have donkeys, miniature cows, goats, sheep.
Who wrangles all that together?
Yeah.
I think
Got a guy that brings that in from.
he's from Michigan.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
he brings camels from Michigan, which is an unlikely
Yeah.
place for them to
I
come
know.
from.
Yeah,
but-
it's
That was going to be my question.
Are they like
camel?
are they snowbird camels?
Yeah.
They come south for
Yeah,
the
yeah.
winter.
They don't wear sweaters when they're down here because it's a lot warmer. So
Nice.
it's cool. But the thing that's how we're visual learners in a lot of
Sure.
places. What we felt like that this does for us is you can tell the story, and many people. I mean, gosh, we've got thousands of people who attend church in Cleveland and Bradley County, and they know the story.
Right.
But sometimes it's hard to kind of get that picture in your mind of what really took place because we get a lot of venues that tell the story, and maybe some take some liberties that might kind of put it in another direction or whatever. And so what we feel like is it gives us an opportunity for all ages to see some visual aspect of the story, and not just for entertainment purposes, but the word is spoken out in conversation amongst all of the actors here, and so it's it's like the living Bible, coming to life, and so we feel like that makes a big impact because you're interacting with people who are biblical characters, and while a lot of people look at the Bible as a historic book, and it is, but we want them to understand that this story changed history, and this story is where history launches off of.
Split history.
Yeah, exactly. Where the God of creation came to the earth to rescue a rebellious people because of his justice and because of his mercy and because of his love. And so a lot of people like to talk about the baby in the manger, but we want to point them to the baby that grew up who became the Savior, who went to the cross and overcame the grave and reigns in heaven and will return for us one day. But that's what gives us the hope. So you can buy everything you want to in the world from Amazon or whoever it is for Christmas and still be empty. And we feel like that even in a city like Cleveland, that there's a lot of religion, but we feel like that in a lot of cases there's some relationship missing. And we hope that this is a component that might drive them towards a deeper relationship or an initial relationship with Christ. And we're not trying to get them all to come to Westwood or Mount Olive or whatever.
Sure.
We're trying to show them God's truth. And then if they need assistance getting connected to the church, we'll get them connected to a church that is a Bible teaching church. And it doesn't have to be one of our churches. So some folks might look at it and go, well, this is a promotion to try to grow your church. Well, if the Lord provides and that's what folks want to do, that's fine. We got great ministries at our churches, but there are a lot of churches in our community that teach the word and have good ministries too that we could get them connected to that might be closer to their house or whatever. And so we feel like it's not for us, it's for the community.
Yeah, it's. I could see on a smaller scale, even though we're little old Cleveland, Tennessee, But what you do is you add that element of the visual and the auditory, and then the scenes that you put together. How that works is it's sort of like whenever someone takes a trip to Israel, and they're like, the Bible is totally new to me now. I see things that I didn't see before, and on a much smaller scale, but still, that's kind of what happens through something like this.
I agree.
They visualize the story,
Right.
and it really sinks in. And so, yeah, my parents worked it last year. They
Yeah.
said it was
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah.
And we're happy to promote this. I've got the graphic up there, Jay, if you want to throw it up on the screen.
Sure.
This week. That's tomorrow.
Yes,
The
and
week's flown by.
just so people will know, this is on Raider Drive across from Cleveland High School. This is where
And that's where it starts, right? The pavilion,
Yes.
and then where
And
does it go from there?
it's basically in that one area of the pavilion and the picnic tables
the Raider,
and the,
Raider
and the
Drive Park or
bathroom
whatever they call
area.
it. Yeah.
It's
Okay.
it's not like you go all the way down the Greenway.
Sure.
It's all located in that
Cool.
area.
Where would people park?
Is the
At-
bank next door? Is that
Yes, it is.
They can.
They can
now.
park
There's
there.
parking there, and Cleveland High School has provided parking for us.
Awesome.
And what you need to know
Fearless
is there is
Road.
access for folks who might be wheelchair bound or be on walkers or whatever. It is a short trip in that journey. So what Bruce is saying is you're not having to walk a mile in this.
Right.
It's more like maybe 100 yards in
Yeah,
length or
it's-
something like that. But it's a very easy walk, and so you're not walking up the side of the mountain.
Yeah,
or
you're not
anything like
walking
that.
down
Yeah.
the Greenway for
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
It's right there in the park, centralized, but
Yes.
you walk through
Yes.
various scenes of the
Yes.
nativity story.
How long does
Right.
it take, Bruce, to go through, bro?
It probably 30 minutes to actually go through.
Right.
Okay. So yeah, it starts tomorrow, 6 p.m. I believe. Is that when people can start?
6 to 9.
Okay.
Yes.
And if it is anything like last year, it's going to be incredibly popular, and it's going to be probably hugely successful, if that's a word we can use. There's not like a goal for success other than people to get to know Jesus.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
But come, and then don't be turned away by the crowd size, because it does move pretty quickly.
Right.
Yes.
And
we
they're-
will skip Saturday night because of the Cleveland parade. So
Uh-huh.
so just know that night's not an option for you. But Sunday night, I think last year was it our biggest?
Yes.
So the first night might be the night you want to come because we kind of get some momentum after that first night.
Right.
So
Word
if it's your
gets
first
out.
time, come Thursday night and help us pack it out.
nice? Very cool. And just again for folks just joining us, Journey to the Manger, a walk through living nativity, will be starting tomorrow, December 1st, and then also on the 2nd and the 4th from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. And this is down at the Greenway, the new pavilion that's just been built across from Cleveland High School on Raider Drive at the Cleveland Greenway. So stop by. Parking is plentiful. So
Free. The whole event's free.
and it is free, correct?
Yes.
Cool. Contact information if people have questions or anything, or if they want to volunteer. How can they get in contact with you guys?
The best way to contact would be through Westwood. Our phone number is 423-472-1534, and then just ask for myself, Bruce Hill.
Okay.
Nice. Awesome. Well, thank you guys for being guests this morning. I know it was probably questionable when you first woke up. Do I want to leave the house today or not? So we do appreciate you guys coming in to tell us about this, and we're looking forward to this. This is just a packed weekend that we have of some great programs coming up, and we want to thank you guys for taking some time to come in.
Thank you.
And we'll take a quick break, and we'll be back on the Good Morning Show. Thank you guys for being here.
Thanks.
The Lighthouse Academy in Charleston, Tennessee was founded